I'm taking the white face paint from this Halloween makeup kit and applying it to my face before I apply my foundation. You can now apply your foundation. I'm using Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I'm using LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain for my under eyes, my chin, and my forehead. To set my foundation and my concealer, I'm using Coty's Airspun Loose Face Powder. Starting with the eyes, I'm using Maybelline's Color Tattoo by Eye Studio in the color Bad to the Bronze. This shadow cream will just help my gold powder eyeshadow to stay put for longer. I'm now using Anastasia's Master Palette by Mario in the color Fifth Avenue and applying this to my lids. I'm using Anastasia's Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Chocolate to do my eyebrows. Now using a black Wet n Wild Mega Liner liquid liner, I am going to draw a line in my crease, right above my crease actually, and I'm going to make sure at the end I'm going to tail it up. I'm now taking the same liner and applying a very thin line at my lash line. I'm also dragging this line out a little bit. I'm not drawing a complete cat eye. To smoke out the crease line, I'm using Smashbox Full Exposure in the color Black Matte, and I'm just smoking this out on the outside of the crease. I'm using the same shadow to smoke out my bottom lash line. Jordana's 24-hour eyeliner pencil in black to apply in my waterline. I'm using black face paint to start drawing out the bones. For my forehead, I'm basically drawing a C-like shape and just making it a little bit thick on the top and drawing it out on the bottom. You will just mirror the C-like shape on the other side of the forehead. Using the same black shadow from the Smashbox palette, I'm going to start applying shades around the C-like shape just to create more depth and dimension. Going back to the black face paint, I'm now drawing a line on the side of my head to indicate for the side of the skull. I'm dragging this down right below the eye socket. In between these two shapes, I'm going to start drawing out a Hershey Kiss-like shape, dragging the left side down until about my eye, and then on the right side, I'm drawing it out, kind of curving it out kind of towards the C shape. As you can see, I'm making the top point very dark and dragging the paint down to make it more light, more of a gradient effect. Using the liquid liner, I am drawing out the outline of my nose. Basically, I'm drawing out like a V-like shape. So I have 2 points on the top of my nose. And then I'm going back and using black face paint and filling this part in. To outline the V on my nose, I'm using Jordana's Cat Eye Liner in the color 8, which is Future. It's the sparkly gold color. Now we're going to start with the mouth. So I'm outlining where the jawbone is, and I'm dragging the line up to where I put this side of the skull, but you're gonna see that I erase it because I didn't like how it looked. But I'm basically creating a very elongated C. So the top is outlining the cheekbone and the bottom is outlining the jawbone. See, I erased that line connecting it. I'm gonna go back and shade that area later. I was using a black shadow to outline my mouth. Now I'm going back and using a black eyeliner, liquid liner, to go and following that shadow that I created. I just want to make this more prominent, and then the eyeshadow that I previously laid down just acts as a shadow. As promised, I went back and now I'm shading that area I once had a line through. So now I am taking a black shadow. I'm drawing a line above the mouth, just creating some shadows and depth to this area, make it more skull-like. At this point, I'm adding some brown eyeshadow above the previously made line. As you can see, I applied a little too much, so I'm going back with a Q-tip, trying to remove some of the shadow and at the same time blending it out. We're going to move on to the teeth. So starting out, I'm taking that Maybelline tattoo shadow in Bone to the Bronze and applying this to my lips just as a primer. Now taking the Mario palette in the Fifth Avenue shade, I'm applying this to my lips just to make it more golden before I start outlining the teeth. Taking the Wet n Wild liquid liner, I'm drawing a straight line down the middle of my lips. And then I'm going to begin to draw straight lines up until the end of my lip. I'm taking some of that Fifth Avenue shadow again and I'm applying it in between the black lines. I'm trying to bring the shadow up to accentuate teeth. You know how it does get a little bit thinner at the root. Now I'm taking the liner and I'm drawing out a line from the edge of my lip towards the middle of the C shape. This is going to act as the line where the teeth are going to sit. So starting from the corner of my lip, I'm just drawing down straight lines going across towards the end. These lines are there to separate the teeth, and as you can see, I'm starting to shade in between the teeth for the gaps. So that's why I'm applying the black liner there to accentuate a gap and to start creating a tooth. Just make sure you Google how teeth look like in a skull so you can kind of get a general idea. As you can see, I'm going back with a Fifth Avenue shadow and I'm filling in the teeth. Now I'm using Jordana's Cat Eye liquid liner in the color Future, and I'm going back and outlining these teeth. I'm taking a black shadow now and I'm just starting to shade in the inner part of that C shape above the teeth. Just trying to create some dimension. Now I'm drawing another line below the jaw. Now just make sure you just blend everything in. We are almost done, I promise. So taking the Fifth Avenue shade again, we're going to start applying this to your chin. And then taking the black liner, you're going to start creating lines from the chin, going up a little bit. This is just going to act as cracks. Now I'm taking the Jordana gold liner and I'm just outlining the black cracks I just made. For some last minute touches, I'm taking that gold liner and just applying it to different little areas on my face just to highlight it some more. Don't forget to apply some mascara and some falsies. And we are done. I hope you guys like this look. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.